Well, welcome back to the Newsman Weekly. Joining us now are B.J. Price and Adam McElroy.
Carl.
Uh-oh, hold on.
That, sir, is not how you introduce the four-time most illustrious champion that's ever graced this pitiful show you call a podcast. Look at you over there, drinking your Relax It's Just coffee.
Yes, indeed.
Behind your mic. Pathetic. All these little Ohioans out there who say their prayers and eat their vitamins came out here to have me do one thing. Tell you this Sunday at the Wrestle blah, blah, blah. I'm going to get you in the ring, Carl. I'm going to slap you. This is where the what comes in. Yeah. I'm going to hit you.
What?
I'm going to punch you.
What?
I'm going to kick you.
What?
I'm going to beat you.
What?
Pillar to post.
What?
Up and down.
What?
Wipe the floor with you.
What?
I said wipe the floor with you, Carl.
Wow.
This Sunday, I'm going to put you in a hurt locker, Carl, and make you sorry for all the terrible things you say about this great state and its horrible weather.
Tell him.
And that's the bottom line, because skate,
I-O.
said so. Now you can do your introduction. I'm a hot dog and grandstand a little.
Man, I had no idea we had Johnny Paradise coming in here
Johnny
today.
Paradise returns.
Yeah, holy crap. All right, let me try this again. Joining us now, now that the histrionics are nearly done, are B.J. the Hitman Price and Adam the Embarrassed McElroy from Skate, Ohio. Good morning, gentlemen. Now certified friends of the show, and good Lord.
Pleased to be here, Carl.
I assume you've had fully caffeinated mornings.
Oh, I did.
have not. He told me he's bringing this in and being wild, and then told me the plan mid-rant, if you didn't notice. He said, this is where you say something. I'm like, okay.
Well, that's what I do. That's what I do with these guys.
Yep.
I send them the script, the questions and things we're going to talk about. They just never look at it.
We don't.
There you go.
No,
All
we don't
right.
want to be too prepared.
All right,
Never.
Before I even dive into questions, I know something that's just got to get out there. Talk about what's happening at the former Richland Mall. Break some news.
Oh, man.
Tell him about it, brother Adam.
Oh, man. Well, I don't even know where to start. I just
Well,
want to...
let's talk about like how well the winter sessions were and why we were in the mall in the first place.
So the winter sessions, we had basically skateboarding in the mall from basically Fridays and Saturdays from February to April this year. It's something we do every year. Previously, it's been at Crossroads, but this year we were able to do it at the Ontario Center. And it was amazing. We had, I think, 104 different skaters come out over that 2-month span.
What was fun is like the last day was the car show out there.
Yeah.
And there were multiple dudes who ran over there like, I brought my board because I knew you'd be here. Right. And they're like, can I come skate? I'm like, yeah, man, just sign the waiver. And we had multiple people from the car show doing that.
Excellent.
But yeah, 104 skaters just from the area, and we were only open 4 hours a week. So it just tells you kind of what is needed or wanted in the area. But yeah, it went really well. And then the Ontario Center, basically our lease was up at the end of April, and Crystal, shout out Crystal, she basically put us in a corner and bullied us and said, you cannot leave. And we
nobody put Skate Ohio in a corner.
Right,
except
baby.
Crystal. We'll listen to Crystal.
Okay,
we will.
right. It was just funny because we just said we had sent her a text and just said, hey, we'd love to go over all the metrics to show you like how, age groups and how many people came and all that stuff. She's like, cool, I'll see you this day. You're not leaving. I'm like, all right, well that was different. Okay.
Right. Yeah, and it's great. So yeah, do you want to tell them what's coming?
Oh, sure. So when we did go to meet her, we had been in conversation kind of about this behind the scenes for a long time. They've had this idea for a long time, and we were very reluctant, kind of, to say the least. So they're giving us a bigger space. It's going to be the space right next to, if you're looking at Bath and Body Works that's in there, we're the space right to the left of it. And they finally, we came to an agreement, signed the lease deal. Skate Ohio is opening the roller skating rink in the mall.
Wow.
It should be, let's go. Yep. Pitiful golf claps, yes. No, it's exciting, and it should be, we're hoping to have a soft opening the end of June, and then hopefully be open to the public. I mean, we can't do like 7 days a week, just because Adam and I are two people and have 50-hour jobs anyways.
Yep.
But we're in talks with a lot of the details. We've got a lot of the details ironed out, but hopefully the beginning of July it'll be open to the public.
So it is a roller skating rink or a skateboard rink?
It's going to be both.
All right.
Yeah.
So the idea is I'm building. It's going to become like the Skate Ohio like training facility is what Adam was kind of envisioning, and I thought it was a great idea. Being able to build stuff that's smaller, more modular that I can move. There's a big storage area in the back there, so we can move ramps out, have roller skating in there. The actual operational space for just the skating and the skateboarding and the roller skating is approximately 70 wide, 108 feet deep. So it's enough room.
Yeah.
And if they've told us, like, if everything goes well, and we don't know timeline or anything for this, but they're looking to blow out the wall and make it even bigger into another storefront. But yeah, it's finally we already have 100 different pair of skates, various sizes and everything, and we're kind of waiting on the final touches to be done in that space, because then they'll bring in like codes and permits to be like, okay, what's fire code? How many people can be in? And then we'll be able to, it's going to be slow start, rough start, just to be like, oh man, we need more skates of this size or this size. They tried to get the best they could, but they're really cool looking skates.
They are.
They really
That's
are.
actually what sold us, because they were like, true. Basically the plan is, and it may change, but for now, Monday through Friday be a skate park, where you could get in with basically a membership access, security access. Again, details will come soon. But then Saturday, Sunday be the roller rink. And we were basically like, it's not in our wheelhouse. We've been asked since we've started, when's roller skating, or can we bring roller skates or whatever. And, now you can. Yep. So, Saturday, Sunday will be the roller rink. And, I'm just very excited to get this moving.
It was
for sure.
literally like, she's like, do you want to see them? I'm like,
yeah. I was like, I don't care.
No, that's not what we care. And we ripped open the box and opened it to the skates, and I'm sitting there holding. I look at Adam. I'm like, we can do this.
I'm like, we got this.
We got
this
it.
Cool.
We're doing it.
Yeah.
Is there a mirror ball?
There will be.
We're hoping to get 3.
Yes.
Yeah,
we don't.
A what? What's a mirror ball?
A disco ball.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's technically a mirror ball.
I've never heard it called a mirror.
I haven't either.
That's
but
its proper name.
Yes,
Okay.
thank you.
Wow.
I figured it out. Context clues.
One of the nice things is having this at the Ontario Center. I've seen BJ skateboard, and I know he's been injured in the past. So this time when he goes down and shatters his wrist, the ER is just down the hallway.
That was it. So,
True.
Oh man, I'll tell a story. We had a skater get injured on the last day, dislocated his elbow. But it was nice to be that close to Avita. Yeah. But it was like one of those things where the one thing we were able to offer like parents is like a bit of rest, like 2 hours of rest. So then he goes. I happen to be back there. He goes down, and it's a classic kid, like trying to learn a rock to faking. Goes down and leans back.
Himself.
Yeah, he plants his hand, and his body keeps going, and I could see it. I'm like, it might be broken, but this is dislocated. I grabbed him by the chest, and I'm like, you're gonna look at me, and that's what you're gonna do. We're gonna be okay. I'm gonna help you up, and you're gonna listen to me. And he's like, yes. I'm like, good. So I got him up, and I got him to the front. I'm like, do you know where your mom is? And he's like, no. And I'm like, do you have her phone number? He's like, I don't know. And I'm like, so it was great to have other parents there be like, you need to find, what is her name and what is she wearing? So they found her, and we got him over there, and he's doing okay. It was just dislocated. And but parents had a great attitude. I was like, hey man, you get hurt doing stuff. He's having a great time, and I got to kind of wish him well and all that stuff. It's one of those things where it's just like, man, this is kind of cool to have this close.
It's right there.
And but other than that, no real injuries at any of our stuff. No. And but it was still we're terrified, just because it's a very much we want to do this right.
Yeah.
But we're super excited to see what this. I know the community has been clamoring for it.
Yes.
And it's
ever since the Coliseum burned down at North Lake Park.
Right. Do you know when that was? We were trying to think 2002, 99, somewhere in there. Because I know I was a kid.
Yeah, I went there on school trips all the time as a kid, and just on Friday nights.
I used to take my kids there. I was working at
that could be any time Sometime between now and Jesus, man.
Wow. Since Jesus left the old country in a canoe.
2005.
Was it?
2005. I thought it was earlier than that.
I thought it was earlier than that.
Yeah, May 2005. Well,
Gotcha.
it burned back in 67.
I was aware of that
Yeah,
one.
I wasn't around. I was 6 at the time.
When
but
I tried to research the North Lake Park, like skate park years ago, I went and threw the microfiche at the.
that place was amazing.
Every microfiche was dead body found, dead body found, dead body. I'm
Oh
like,
my God.
skate
No.
park? Come on.
When North Lake Park first opened, it was an amazing place. They
I
had
believe it.
rides. You could take boat rides on the pond.
Yep.
And, yeah, the Coliseum was quite the place. But obviously, you guys have got like a ton of momentum. So
Let's
go.
what's the past year been like in terms of the growth of Skate Ohio?
Huge,
Yeah.
man. It just we keep getting hit.
I
man.
mean,
It's just-
yeah, I would say, like, last year, 2025, at the end of the year, we were like, this was a crazy year, like the stuff that we were able to do. And we were just like, I don't know how we're going to top this next year.
Well, it was also, I think, it was close to the end of the year where we almost packed it in. We're like,
Yeah, that
well,
too.
maybe this is it. Maybe we did everything
Yeah.
we could do because we'd been hearing no so much at that point. Just a lot of like, nah, I don't think so. This, that, and the other.
There was a lot of things, actually. The Bad Magic Skatepark
Yep.
and then the Mansfield Speedway partnership
Yeah.
all happened within like 12 hours of each other.
Yeah.
Within 12 hours of us having like emotional sessions in the basement of being like, are we done? Like, what are we doing here? And then just immediately the next day, two huge partnerships came.
Man, two doubting Thomases, right?
That's what it felt like.
It's tough.
Didn't mean to be.
Yeah, like
when you're like two people in the trenches and it's
and
just
getting
like,
like once a month,
Oh,
maybe.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's all we do. You know?
And yeah, it's because that was the other thing that we were shocked by. Like, well, actually, other nonprofits were shocked by. They're like, you don't get paid to do this. We're like, it's a nonprofit. They're
Right,
like, well,
no.
that's not how nonprofits work. I'm like, well, we don't know what we're doing.
Right, we just do it all for free.
You do understand that like Ohio Health is a
Right.
nonprofit,
Right.
That's what I tried to explain to him. Like, the
Most
Red
hospital-
Cross
is a nonprofit.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like
Nonprofit doesn't mean people ain't getting
right,
paid.
right. But yeah, so like last year, with those two big announcements, we were like, this is going to be crazy. 2026 is going to be insane.
Mhm.
And then within the first 3 months of 2026, we were like, this has tripled what
Ruh-roh.
we already thought was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been insane. The
Yeah.
community's been amazing.
Yep.
And yeah, we just can't
Gaining
thank everybody enough.
So many new skaters
Mhm.
coming, and that was the greatest thing from like the first winter session we had to the second one is because each one of those kids brought 5 friends.
Yeah.
It was just this crazy,
Mm-hmm.
like whoa, like okay, now we had like halfway through we had to get more boards,
Right.
and the amount, like we took 11 kids. There's 12 kids from never standing on a board to being able to drop in and just building a community. There was some of the kids have the Maple Lake Gang now. Or it's
Yep,
like just these
yep.
just kids who just all love skating and live near each other.
Yep, and
it's
they all have like 1 or 2 ramps that they set out in the cul-de-sac, and there's like 8 of them that just go up and down and hit the ramp all day. They said from morning to night. And it's
Yeah.
like that's exactly how it starts.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Okay, but in this town, let's not use the word gang because that that constitutes worries and fears. Let's call them the
Calm
Maple
down,
Lake
commenters.
Maple Lake Association.
There you go.
Yeah, the Maple Lake
MLA.
Association.
MLA.
There you go. There you go. That'll work. Now, I know, speaking of things you're involved with, there is a big party coming up in June at the former Westinghouse site here in Mansfield. I think you're involved in that. Tell us about that and what you have planned.
Yeah, so they're allowing us to be there, kind of do one of our Attack the Spots like we did out front here on 4th Street. We're doing it down there. We'll be right outside the Braintree on 4th Street there. That's 4th, right?
5th, I think.
Fifth,
Right.
Fifth. That's what I
It's
said.
fifth.
But we'll have ramps out there and everything. Well, kids can come and skate and do all that. So, and I think we're slated to be there 2 to 6.
Yep.
Yep.
And yeah, we're just gonna bring as much as we can and
Yep.
bring as many skaters as we can and just
Have
really
a good time.
have a good time. Probably give out cash. I'm sure
Oh yeah.
Justin will be running around with a megaphone yelling
Yeah.
at people, and
Let's go.
that's exactly the vibe we want.
Yeah.
So
I remember taking pictures at the one you did on 4th
Mhm.
Street because it was right outside the door, and it was a close enough walk that I could
Yeah.
actually get to it because I had to go out the door.
well, I felt bad about that because you weren't even aware of it, is what you said, and you
Yeah,
walk out
yeah.
because you're going home.
Yeah, I'm going home.
And then you're like, oh, I guess I'm going to take some photos for the next hour.
Yeah, but the really fun part about that was while I was taking pictures, some guy or some girl, I don't know which, did some apparatus or ramp or something. Apparatus.
Some
That's what I call them.
gymnastics move.
Some gymnastics move, and this skateboard went flying along and it banged into my ankle, and I almost went down in a heap. And I said, the only reason I didn't fall down is because I've already got one replaced hip. I don't want to do another,
Right.
so I just stood there and took it. And
We are so sorry for the flying
We would have
missiles.
packed up and ran.
Yeah.
You didn't sign the waiver, baby.
Come on.
I didn't sign the waiver, but at no point did BJ go, anybody getting hit with a skateboard gets $5.
I
'Cause
did
it-
not.
I would give you
That's
$5.
a good, yeah.
I'd
For
got-
sure.
I'd have given you $5.
Stick your
Had it.
ankle out there. We'll get you.
That's
we'll
right.
get you a drink.
Now, the other thing I'm hearing about is you're talking about getting a building downtown. What would that mean for Skate Ohio and the community? What are you talking about?
That's a game changer.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously with the partnership with the Ontario Center, that gives us a physical location. But even prior to those talks, we were talking about this building downtown. And one thing we find a lot is there's a lot of companies that don't want to work with us per se because the address.
Because you're skateboarders.
Not
Well,
necessarily.
no.
Even skateboarders don't want to work with us
Oh, wow.
because the address says BJ's house.
Yeah, because as a nonprofit,
yeah.
we operate
So if you
out
look
of
up
my
Skate
house.
Ohio on Google Maps, it's
Yeah,
BJ's
yeah.
house.
And so, there's
Not great.
there was one.
I had to file somehow.
But now
now we'll
Now.
have a physical
Well,
location.
2, hopefully.
Yeah,
Pick one.
There was actually one wholesaler that wouldn't sell to us because we didn't have a resale license. And we're like, but we're giving it away.
Yeah,
And we're going to
not
buy at full
reselling it.
price. And they're like, no, we can't do that. And it's like, okay.
all right.
We're the one losing money here. Like,
Right.
what are we?
We're just trying to get
Yeah.
boards to give away, man. They're
So-
like, yeah, sorry, bro.
So for the obvious reason, a physical location or a building, an indoor skate park is what we're going to try to do with it. Is obviously the massive part, but there are a lot of little parts that come with it too that benefit us too. But yeah, do you want to say?
Oh yeah,
Where it is?
It's going to be downtown on 5th and Mulberry is where we're working right now. Jim
Yep.
Oberlin, who has been a huge supporter of what we do for a long time, just really enjoys. Like he came out just after we talked about that building. He showed up to the winter sessions that night and was just blown away by like how many kids and the mentorship programs that were happening and all of those things. And so he showed us that building, and it needs some work. I have to take down some stuff in there and open it up a bit, but the floor is perfectly fine. We'll be able to build quite a bit. My idea would be to have an area for parents that can be quieter, because I always ran into that. It's like you go to a skate park and it's just like the parents just have to sit there and it's noisy and it's it's all that. But if we have somewhere that's nice that parents can come and be like, all right, I got to do some emails and stuff anyways, jump on their Wi-Fi and do some work in a quiet area and just be chill. Let's offer that as well, because then they're more than likely to want to take their kids somewhere.
Right. And I think it's 4,400 square feet.
Yes.
So it's a pretty large place to where we do have the option to do that as well. But the goal with that is, obviously to try our best to keep it as free as possible for everybody. That's our goal with everything we do. Certain things, obviously, you will have to pay for here and there, but that's our goal is to, there are going to be membership options, which will get interesting because it'll give you access to multiple different places, basically 24/7. Kind of like a gym membership type thing. Yeah. But then, maybe a small daily fee, or trying to keep it, sponsorship, paid for, or grants, or, there's a lot of different options. But again, always just as accessible as possible is what we're trying to do.
More community outreach, to getting kids doing more physical activities. This is just what we know and what we love to do. If we can get kids on skateboards, then it's even better.
And at a minimum, you can get the nonprofit out of your basement, BJ.
Yeah,
that is
sure.
That is
For
true. I
sure.
bet my wife will be happier about that.
Yeah.
Now, when does the mall rink open up? you said?
We're
In
hoping
July?
to be open beginning like first week of July. By like July 4th weekend type thing is when we'd like
That's
to.
the goal. Yeah.
But we're gonna do some soft opening prior to that. We'll probably do a friends and family night to test it, and then put it out there to local business to be like, come check this out.
Yeah. But they already have a massive sound system in there and stuff, and plans for
There'll be a party area. There's an area for birthday parties,
rentals and all that. Yeah.
We're going to offer all those things, which means we have to get our website updated. It hasn't been updated since we established it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what can you tell us?
We're only 2 guys. Like, you can only do so much.
Well, there's only 3 of us, and we can't do an eighth of that.
Yeah, you guys got so much going on.
Now, speaking of things, tell us about your partnership with Stoke Run. And how big a step is that for the organization?
Man, we don't even know yet because Caleb, who runs Stoke Run, is also out at the Speedway. Mm-hmm. So he's been a lot of time dedicated since they opened last weekend. And so we've had these couple just back and forth, like, how can we make this free? How do we do things with? There's been some different talks. We're going to have a meeting in the next week or so to really discuss if there are grants that exist that we may be able to make it like a free option out there. The problem is just like we had to keep the lights on. We got to have at least somebody on site for safety reasons and all that other stuff. You can't have kids out there without proper safety things in place. Anything that's going to be like a 24-hour access or anything, that all has to be 18 or older. There's lots of different rules and all those things. But with Stoke Run, we've always been partnered with them. Like that's mainly how we get a lot of our boards and stuff.
We
wouldn't
give away. Be where we are without Caleb and Stoke Run.
Yeah, Caleb and like as an individual, the dude is just the one who made all this happen. He filled out the nonprofit paperwork because I was
too many words. Can't do it.
I tried like 3 times and flipped my desk over twice, and I just no. So luckily, we have him in our corner that really is like a mentorship kind of, which is wild because he's almost to the day a decade younger than me. And I just feel like, tell me more about how to do business. And
he's so great.
He is. He's awesome. So yeah, so we're in talks. We're hoping to bring it into that having the mall downtown Mansfield and out at Stoke Run. Dude, at some point I told Adam, we gotta buy a bus. Yeah. We need a bus. We need to get these inner city kids out to Stoke Run so they can camp and experience all of the stuff out there. So I mean, there's just a lot of things, and it's just all of the the talks with Stoke Run are really in its infancy. And if it works, awesome. If for some reason we can't financially make it viable, it might have to close down, which sucks because we love it.
Yeah,
but we're gonna try.
You know who's got a bus and frequently drives kids around? Friendly House.
Ah, that's right.
They have a bus that they take out to the parks and things like that.
That's something we got to reach out to that because they might be able to take kids out. Let's go.
The idea, if it all works out, and again the Stoke Run part's kind of in its infancy, as he said, but the idea with the memberships would be that you could get access to potentially Stoke Run, the downtown building, and the Ontario Center, with basically a key card access like a gym. So you have Ontario, Mansfield, and Mansfield/Butler. Yeah. That covers the majority of Richland County, for the most part in the general area. So, and just try to offer that to where it's, the downtown building would be 24/7 access. I know a lot of skaters want to do a midnight skate sesh, but there's no lights, out at Liberty and stuff. So
we have a lot of dudes who are like work third shift or they can't make it to a lot of our events, and when we're open, so it's it'll be nice to be able to make access for them as well.
Yeah.
Now, Skate Ohio, I think, was a recipient of 50/50 proceeds out at the Mansfield Speedway. Well, what did that support mean to you guys, and how did that come to pass?
And that was all Caleb.
Yeah. Again.
Caleb is working with them, and we were kind of the first, because wasn't last weekend technically their opening weekend because they had to push? Cool. Right now. So we got to be out there, and it was I felt bad. My whole thing, I kept telling them, listen, we're trying to be the least of your problems because they're all running around like crazy just trying to make sure. It's the opening weekend. It's crazy.
A Speedway, it's been forever,
It was wild. It was a lot of fun. I love yelling at people, being like, give us money, because it's very silly.
We were doing 50/50, and we were next to each other, and I would just yell the whole time, same price, better deal. Over here, come get it from me. And people are like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I don't know.
But that Friday night, it was wet. But still, I'm like, man, there's a lot of people here. And then Saturday, it had beautiful
was
weather.
crazy.
I'm like, what? I didn't know this many people could fit in here.
Yeah.
It was so bonkers. So over the 2 days, we for the 50-50, we made about $800.
Yeah.
Which, like, let's go. That helps.
Definitely
Any
helps.
little thing helps. And then for a few hours of work, shout outs, my buddy Jim and Matt and
Baker,
the guys who came,
Ryan Baker,
and Baker,
Caden.
The people who came out, my son Felix, he was sitting there
Katie.
yelling at people.
Shouts out.
And Katie was there, just coming out to help us sell those tickets. I think and it gave us, like, we were able to tell them, like, oh, next time if we're able to come back, we've got this, and they're like, oh, you'll come back. It's like, oh, thank goodness, because I think we've got some good ideas of how to get more engaged and do more. But yeah, it was an absolute blast, and I got to watch Monster Trucks. So
that was the partnership too that came about. Was that in November when we got that?
Yeah.
That's public, right, or no?
As far as I know, yeah.
Okay, well, it's about to be if not. So,
we love breaking news.
no, I think they've talked about it before.
Yeah.
But it's basically out there that we're gonna build a kids, basically a play area at the Mansfield Speedway, with like. Again, TBD, but like swings and stuff. And I think they said they wanted to put a car out there for kids to climb in and stuff like that. But it's going to be the Skate Ohio kind of play area. So yeah, again, shout out to Caleb, because that wouldn't have happened without him.
Only way. And the idea is to, like, how the Guardians have that one level that has all these different things that you can do as kids, and like my kids love that. That's their favorite thing.
Right.
And so to have that
They
at
don't
the
even know
Speedway,
they're at a baseball game.
right? No, they do not care.
Like, hey, you guys want to go to the game and maybe watch the game sometime? They're like, why would we?
Why would you do that? There's so much to do there. Yeah.
There's a pitch clock now. It's really sped up. It'll hold your attention.
Sure, it will. But yeah, so the idea is to kind of give it a race version of that.
Yeah,
and
action sports a little bit in there too.
Yep.
So
You know what I'd like to see out there? BJ against Matt Tift in a skateboard race on the dirt around the track.
I could get the wheels I need to do that. I'd do it.
I think that would be a
long.
I would do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, be a $1 million prize to anybody.
I like that.
Yeah,
$1 million prize.
How long?
Who's paying this $1 million?
Matt Tift, the guy with the money.
The taxpayers.
Clearly not me.
Dude,
so
my
you better
favorite
win.
thing about yesterday is to see Matt. He's the one up there selling the tickets.
Yeah,
the whole time. He's like, we had someone call off, and he's like shaking. Like little kids are like, yeah. You're him,
right?
And he's just like, yeah, we had someone call off, so I'm up here. This is awesome.
Yeah. You're the guy from TikTok. Forget the fact he was an NASCAR driver. You're the guy from TikTok.
Yeah.
I have that same. I get the same thing. From
I believe you.
Yeah.
We actually get the same thing. Believe it or not.
That is also true.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know.
Doesn't matter how many stories you've written or any other work you've done. You're the guy from TikTok.
You're the grumpy dude.
Oh yeah. I mean, I was grumpy long before this. But hey, you know what? Switching gears, the Bad Magic Skatepark
Let's go.
project at Maple Lake Park is moving forward. Give us an update on that effort.
You want to break the news on that one?
Well,
holy buckets.
Shout out to the Mansfield Parks Department, just in general, because
shout out Woodard.
Yeah, we were essentially, this is a skate park that we're going to put into Maple Lake, the tennis courts there.
Yeah.
And it's donated by a comedian, Dan Cummins, and they have a company, basically Bad Magic Productions, which is why it's named the Bad Magic Skatepark. And we were texting Mike a week ago or something.
Just updating him with like, hey, are you able to get it pressure washed? We're ready to Mattern Metal. Shout out Mattern Metal. Yep. They made a 20-foot rail and a manual pad form for us. So I was just like, hey, if we're ready to maybe start dropping ramps in the next couple weeks.
Right.
He just.
Yeah, and then we do have the renderings ready, but maybe not anymore because
I do have them.
Because Mike was like, just one tennis court, and we're like, that's all. And he's like, well, what about two? And it's like, well, okay.
I would immediately, I'm like, that is not what is agreed to. Jody and Louis said only this. Please don't get me in trouble.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's been 3 years trying to get one park.
Right.
Please don't make this worse.
And then he sent a screenshot from him and Louis, and it basically was like, is this cool? And he's like, yeah, if you're cool with it. And so now we just doubled the size of the Bad Magic Skate Park.
Yeah, please don't throw me in the briar patch.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, there's some details that we got to work out with that now.
Yeah.
But that's obviously a good thing.
We do have renderings to kind of give an idea of what we're putting there.
Yeah.
And
they might change though, since
might
it's
have to
now
change.
quite literally doubled its size.
Yeah.
But
The one thing that they'd like to see, they'd like to have some sort of seating there. So we're like, yeah, man, we'll figure it out. We can
some
do that for
benches
sure.
or something, or
But the other
bleachers.
dude, the other big part of this. Dude, I'm still wary of talking about this yet, but
dude, you came in here wearing a wrestling belt and reflective shades. You can't be nervous about nothing.
I might need these to say
Yeah,
this.
good. Put this
So,
on, yeah.
I have no idea what he's about to say. To be fair,
Breaking more news
with the ramps in Lexington, right? So this whole process has been very difficult, to say the least. It's been over 4 years of trying to get that park fixed, right?
I remember going to a meeting.
Lexington's quite literally the reason we're a nonprofit.
Yeah,
they said become a nonprofit and we can work with you.
Shout out to Andy,
that.
dude.
Yeah.
Andy was the best. But we were in talks for a while, and it just kind of came down to it. They're like, hey, what's happening? And I'm like, I'm trying really hard to get this done. I promise. I just can't get anybody to invest $70,000 to get this done and everything. And they were very antsy about it. And I was just like, listen, guys, if it's your park, just take it. Do whatever you want with it. I tried. I apologize. I failed. And it came down to, they're like, well, okay, well, you need to figure it out. I'm like, I don't know what that means. It's your park. And
it's been brutal.
So it came down to, I met with them and I'm like, would you guys be willing to donate the ramps? If you're going to do something, just let me have the ramps so I can keep them somewhere around here that they can be used and kids are going to enjoy them and all that other stuff. And that started this was over a year ago. Yeah. And they're going to give them to me. And then, well, we can't give them to you. I'm like, okay, whatever. And they're like, well, we have to sell them because they're government property. I'm like, fantastic. I have $500 cash right now in the bank account. I will get it and I will bring it down. They're like, well, it's not that easy. And I'm like, it sounded like it was.
Sure it is, though.
I mean, it sounded like it was.
I promise you it is.
Have you not heard of govdeals.com?
That's where we went to. So they're
thanks,
like,
Carl.
You're welcome.
So they're like, it actually has to go on GovDeals. Boom, same day. I'm like, I have an account on GovDeals. Yep. I'm ready, baby. And they're like, okay, we still have to figure it out. I'm like, cool, I thought we did. and then it came down to just like kind of just like poking them the whole time, like, hey, I'm on GovDeals still. Like just very nice emails, just like, hey, we're ready, yay. And they were trying to come up with a price and this, that, and the other. And then they this is a long time, but then they finally get them on GovDeals, right? And this was last Wednesday?
Yeah, last week.
Wednesday is when it was going to end. And I don't know how to use GovDeals properly. It's not quite like eBay, but so I bid on there. It's an
auction, yeah.
And the opening bid was like $200. Boom, $200. It's mine. This is mine. And I have 6 days left. Whatever, mine. And then somebody immediately put $300. I'm like, no, mine. I'm like, $500. I'm like, I'm bad at this.
Yeah.
Like I text Adam and I was like, I went up to the yield immediately and he's like, dude. And I'm like,
slow
I panicked.
down.
The idea of maybe 301.
You can't. At that point, it had to be like $25 increments or whatever.
Yeah.
So my wife and I are like reading all of the rules so that we're ready when it comes to the end. And I'm like, I think, you can put in as much as you want to go.
If you haven't noticed.
No.
But that's the thing is like for our main idea with Bad Magic.
They are a very important ramp.
It's very important because the idea is for $12,000, which is what we were giving for Bad Magic. The idea is to make it feel like $100,000 skate park,
right?
So that we can find other investors to be like, they did that with $12,000,
right?
What if I give them $50,000? You know, that type of idea is what we're trying to build,
right?
And so a big part of that is getting these ramps that'll make it feel bigger if we can take a few of those and put them over there. So coming down to the last minute, I work at Crossroads and I have everyone there around me, and we're just like, someone's trying to outbid me.
There was somebody actively outbidding us, and we're like,
oh, dude.
I was about to make a post like, hey, whoever's doing this, please stop. This is for the kids.
It was me.
Oh, dude, Carl, I could have punched you right in your bald face, dude. You
got to get in line for that. Okay.
I was freaking out because I got the last bid and I'm like, dude, highest bid, 5 more minutes go on the clock, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Who touched the clock?
It must add 5 minutes when you add
if
another
do
bet.
it right at the
Yeah.
end. So we ended up getting the ramps for it instead of the original, which was like they were going to.
The original was $1. To be
original
honest,
they
but-
were going to give them to us for $1 because it has to be a legal transaction. And then $200, $500. I got them for after paying the wire transfer fee as well,
Oh, yeah.
$2,100. But they're ours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are ours, and we've stewarded the rest of the money for the park well. That was
Yeah,
no
we'll
big
be
deal.
fine. We'll be fine. But 2,100 is a lot different than $1,
Bro.
And
it's
you know,
just-
literally 4 years of work.
our whole thought process in all this as well is we are trying to steward any money that we get. We're trying to steward it as well as we can. And just like when you feel like you just wasted money, you're just like, oh man,
Yeah.
it's a gut punch.
I will tell you that the reason I knew GovDeals is obviously covering government. For example, if the county wanted to get rid of
fire
desks,
a electric
anything.
typewriter,
Yeah.
okay, they can't just throw it away. They can't just let
Right.
it. You want to take typewriter home with you? Go ahead. No. GovDeals.com.
Yep.
And that's where all the government.
Well,
stuff
we were
is sold.
hoping it was a subtle post that nobody would see it, and somebody found it.
No,
Yeah.
there's
and
some,
wanted them.
There was 18 people watching at the end there, and I was like,
viewed like 150 times. And
yeah,
I'm like, no.
I'd say 149 of them were me. I just keep going back in. I'm like, just open up
Right.
on my phone the whole time.
But
So-
yeah, we got
Good
them.
golly,
We got them,
dude.
thankfully. But that was a whole ordeal.
So when will the Bad Magic Skate Park? When do you think you have an idea for an opening date or approximate for that?
We were hoping mid-June. We're hoping because I think in the we want to start moving stuff like next week. I'm meeting with shout out Zeeb's Trucking, one of the greatest dudes on the planet, Mark Zeeb. I love him to death. He's willing to help us move these ramps. He has a big crane truck and everything, so we should be able to, for the most part, move. There's a few of them we have to take apart because of road regulations, and they can't stick off the sides so much. So I think we're going to move. The idea right now was 3 of them to Bad Magic, and then we have a couple welders at the church who are master welders, and we're willing to come fix them up however they need fixed up, get them painted, and get them in place. And there might be a couple more of those ramps that go there now that we have more space. But there's also some things that we're building, and shout out Mattern Metals, because I went in there with the 2 basic things, the rail and the mani pad, and I'm like, okay, I want to build this Euro gap, and it's going to look like this. And I had all the measurements and everything. And my favorite is he's just sitting there and he's just staring, like just stone facing me the whole time. And I'm like tap dancing. I'm like, it's going to be great. And then blah, blah, blah. And I brought him cookies. I'm like, here's cookies. And I'm just like going to town. And then he just like takes it, spins it, looks at it, leaves. And I'm like,
Uh-oh.
this isn't good. And then he came back with like a copy, and then he started making notes. He's like, this I can have done next week. This is going to take me a while. And I'm like, okay, thank you. Enjoy those cookies. No take back.
Okay, bye.
They are so amazing
They
over
are.
there.
They are.
They have helped us so much. They've built another rail for us, and they've done some stuff for the Liberty guys for us. Just love working with them. They're just so awesome.
Just
Yeah.
makes us nervous asking for stuff.
Man, it really does.
We're just not good at it.
Just tell them you're a nonprofit and you're not in BJ's basement anymore.
There
yes,
you go.
we actually have a physical
you gotta remember
space.
the mission. The
Yeah.
mission is important.
That's
so
right.
Yeah.
You can't be afraid to ask.
Yep.
That's something that Caleb actually has been trying
Oh,
to
man.
beat
Hammer
into our head,
faces.
and we're like, but what about like a trade though? Like, we'll make you some funny videos or something, or like, yeah.
Now, just because you don't have enough going on in Richland County, I'm hearing talk of a possible skate park in Ashland. How much interest are you seeing from other communities like that?
Oh man, we
Quite a bit.
yeah, we have a
Quite a
lot of
bit.
communities. London, Ohio reached out to us.
Yeah, I think
Somewhere outside of Toledo.
I was going to
reached
say
out
it
to
wasn't
us.
Toledo, but it was right outside of Toledo.
Yeah, but Ashland, again, shout out to Caleb. He knew Matt and got me an introduction with Matt, and I just kind of explained to him, I'm like, hey, we have some our skaters in our community that are in your area who are looking for a space. They need something here. And he was very open to the idea. He showed us a couple different spaces. He's like, this space would be great. So I have a meeting tomorrow afternoon with American Ramp Company to talk through what budgets, like what it would take to get the ramps. It kind of sounds like, I don't know, I don't have this in writing or anything. Matt did not promise anything or anything like that, but it sounds like they might be willing to help us get a concrete slab put in this area. And
that's the expensive part.
Right.
Yeah.
If we can get that
Concrete,
done,
yeah.
and then we can just raise the money for the ramps to put on
Yeah.
it. And then obviously with like Mattern and all these other people, we can get rails and ledges and stuff built pretty easily.
Yep.
But then getting some ramps from a place like American Ramp Company that we've dealt with before, who did the ramps at Shelby at the Louis Beach Skate Park. There's a real possibility that in at least maybe 2027 we might be able to get a park in Ashland.
Yeah, and I know a lot of the skaters listening are wondering, like, well, what about a concrete park, right? And that's something that they spoke about too.
Yeah, he talked specifically about, I think, to kind of probably keep taxpayers and voters like happy would
Keep
be
options open.
Right.
Taxpayers and voters are never happy.
That's very true.
Facts.
But I think the idea was, hey, let's do a concrete slab with ramps that can be removed. But it's also in a space. He's like, hey, if it doesn't go well, we can remove it and make it a parking lot in this area. And then he's like, but if it goes well, there's space there. I'd be happy to help you expand. So this is the like kind of the most like helpful, like maybe an outside of Mansfield, city, municipality, whatever, has been to really help with getting something done.
Yeah, he was very hands-on. Drove him around the city.
Yeah, he did.
Looking
He's
at
just
spots.
like, get in the car. And I'm like, yes, sir.
Miller time.
Did you go into Matt's
love some
office
Miller
at any
time.
point?
Yes.
Isn't that an office?
It's wild.
Yeah,
It's wild. I'm just looking at all this stuff. I'm like, Matt, I'm really sorry. I got to stare at this crap for a while.
He's used to that.
Yeah. There's so much. It is aged, but there's just so much like intricacy on every shelf, and you're just like, what in the okay. There's
Some
a
kind of unique skateboard would look good on the
oh,
wall,
dude,
maybe.
we'll get him one.
Oh,
We
that's
got
true.
this.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now, Matt does have a good connection with a state lawmaker. If you'd like to apply for state grants, he could ask his wife, who is
that's
a state
right.
lawmaker.
I was like, wait
who
a second.
might
I
be
know
able to
the
help him.
answer to this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's in Columbus, driving back and forth. So he can reach down to the state legislature. Maybe there's some grant money,
Yeah. No,
We'll send
we're
him this clip.
bro. Let's go.
Yeah.
Come on. But
Hayden's working primarily now for Ashland
Yes,
Source.
I do know that.
I think there's a story possibilities there. I think he's got Matt on the phone.
Dude, shout out to Hayden. This is the
even if
first
we-
of 4 times I've been on, and the video works.
Well, we don't know.
Yeah,
we don't
that's
know.
true. That's
We
true.
we don't know.
Didn't even
yet.
cross my mind. Maybe last time Adam wasn't here.
Why?
That's true, yeah.
Why'd
Well,
you say it
we-
out loud?
We,
dude?
we have our fingers crossed.
I'll
Now,
find a way to make it break.
speaking of messaging and getting your message out, speaking at Leadership Richland, what message do you want community leaders to hear about skate culture and youth development?
The main thing, the kind of what I did last year when I did it as well. So last year, it's 7th and 8th graders that you get to speak to, and last year was girls, this year is boys, and the main thing that we're trying to tell people is Adam and I are complete idiots, and
If you haven't noticed.
yeah,
Anybody listening to the beginning of this show, they don't have that issue.
exactly.
There's a lot more proof on social media too.
Yeah, for sure. But it's that idea of like we're making real impact in this community through the thing we love, which is skateboarding.
And
And-
being as silly as possible the whole time.
And I think the idea I want kids to understand that whatever you're passionate about, it's possible.
Yeah.
We don't have college degrees. We're just dudes who work but love skateboarding and started to figure out a way to really do an impact in the community. And I've basically set up like three like actionable steps you can take if you have a passion, or 4 action. I forget what I did. But actionable steps that you can take if you have a passion and you want to make, even at their age, an impact in the community in some way. Like last year with the girls, a lot of it was like they were very passionate about the sport they were in, like soccer, volleyball. And I'm like, there's a way for you to do this, and just giving actionable steps to do that, even at that age. And then from there, I'm going to talk to, I've been in business management for 20 plus years at this point, and just give them, from what I see in this workforce day and age, from where I've been, here are 3 things that I think can really help. As in the next 1 to 2 years, they'll start jobs. How can what are these things that I saw when I saw kids coming in? What was I looking for them to be able to, basically do better, get more hours, all of those things, who I wanted on one of my shifts, and give them some actionable steps for that.
Well, that message is like super important for me personally too, just because like I'm one of the the weirdos as a kid that like never really had any goals. We've talked about this before. Like I've never really like, you know, as a kid I wanted to do freestyle motocross or be in the NBA, right? Those were my goals. But beyond that, like I was like, I don't know, I'm not really gravitating to anything like in the sense of something I want to do forever. But what I would always say is I just want to make a difference. Like I want to make an impact somewhere, somehow on somebody. I don't know what that is yet. And as a kid, if I would have gotten this message as an 8-year-old, 10-year-old or whatever, like it really would have put me on a different path to, you know, potentially make that happen or do some type of work like that or get involved with other nonprofits, charities, you know, whatever it is. But as a kid in the 90s, that wasn't a possibility. I was just like, I don't know how to help. You know what I mean? So just that message is really important to me personally to get out there because there are kids like that. There are a lot of kids that are like, I don't know my path yet. And even as a teenager, a 12-year-old, a 13-year-old, whatever, they're like, you know, what are you going to go to college for? It's like, I have no idea, man. Like, that's why I only lasted like 3 semesters in college because I was like, it's not me. But this is the area where I'm passionate about. And I do know I have the skills and the knowledge to be able to make a difference, but it's not through that traditional, you know, method. So it's really important to get that out there.
Well, yeah, I mean, I still haven't figured out what I want to be when I grow up. So, you know, it hasn't been that long ago, just a few years ago, that you and I, you guys and I started talking about this. And one of the things that I think there was a stigma still about skateboarding.
Yeah.
But it seems like the way you guys are going about this and the way it's matriculated through town and the community, those issues or any stigma like that has gone away. What would you say about that?
So the main thing, a big thing for older generations and stuff is explaining to them like this is a physical activity and it gets kids off their phones. And that just makes them go, yep,
I'm here. Yes.
Yep. Outside.
That is the number one thing that like we can say to them. But also a big part of it is Caleb told us this. It's like you do not want to explode. Like you want to be the slow burn in the community where just let people see your heart. Let people see how this works and everything. And as we built year over year, just little by little, like being out at the mall, the couple months that we were building up to, I left the gate open. I had all the ramps in there. Anybody who stopped, I'm like, come in and look. See what all this is? Here's what we do. Here's who we are. Especially out at the mall with that generation who's walking the mall in those months. Every single one of them would stop by and be like, what is this? I'm like, come on in, I'll tell you. And it's just being able to like tell them your mission, be like, hey, here's who we are, here's what we do, here's why it's important.
Well, and then too, just honestly the visual of it, of seeing, 30, 8-year-olds or 10-year-olds having fun with friends and doing crazy stuff, but like falling, but getting back up with a smile and stuff. Like it's not, it is dangerous, obviously, but the way we try to teach people and kids, and obviously, we have all the pads that they need and whatever they need to be comfortable. But, there's so many people that showed up in the winter sessions where you would just look at them, at Walmart or wherever and not assume they were a skater.
Yeah.
But then they come in here and they thrive and they're yelling screaming and, cheering each other on. And that's the other part that, gets that stigma put away. That stigma is there and it probably will still be there a little bit. But it's, we're just doing what we can to make it go away as much as possible. Really.
You guys did the sledding at North Lake.
Oh, yeah.
Liberty.
And Burton and
I don't even remember where. We've switched it around. That was our third.
Oh, at Maple
year?
Lake. We did it at Maple Lake as well.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Skate Ohio, your brand can really be more than skateboarding too. Obviously, you're going into the roller rink business,
right.
No, that's what,
and like ice skating, and
that's what Caleb had told us. He's like, dude, I set you up in a way you could sell BMX bikes on the street tomorrow if you wanted to. You're like, he's like, branch out, you can do this.
Well, we were originally Skate Mansfield too, because that's what our focus was.
Yeah.
And
it's what
Caleb's
we know.
like, go bigger. And we were like, I don't know, dude. We're two guys. We don't know what we're doing.
I don't know.
Yeah. And then just everywhere else across the state has reached out about, incorporating or how do we do this or whatever.
Belleville started putting up a sled shed.
Yeah.
Because they saw ours. And I'm like, that that was the whole thing. We weren't doing the sled sheds mainly to we wanted to get kids on sleds, get them out there. It was fun. But it was mainly like, anyone can do this crap.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing that
copy
we're...
us.
That was our whole thing. Everything we do, anybody can do.
Yeah.
You can do this. You can make this impact.
Yeah.
All you got to do is just try.
Right.
Now, we were talking a little bit before we actually got on the air about one of the things that we discussed just briefly is the possibility of guys going full-time with Skate Ohio. How life-changing would that be, and what would allow you to do next?
I could cry thinking about that right now.
Because it's just, now listen, he doesn't love us. I love my job. He does not.
So, yeah, my job knows this, so if they're listening, they're well aware. But I'm trying to get out as quick as possible, and they know this. But, I can't do it anymore.
But you see the amount that we're able to get done as two dudes with full-time jobs and families.
Right.
Yeah.
What if we did this full-time?
Yeah. Yeah.
What if we're able to, every day, we're just out there pounding the pavement trying to get
and stuff
more
like,
done.
Leader Richland, I only have so much PTO, I can't go to that. And that's the thing that I want to quit my job to go help kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously I can't do that. But that's, it would be life changing. It would be, a dream, quite literally, to, if you told, the 12-year-old me, the 13-year-old me, that you're going to grow up and run multiple skate parks that you more or less own in a type of way. It's a nonprofit, but, for whatever, and that was your day job. That's the one dream I kind of had as a kid, but that wasn't possible either in 1997. You know what I mean? So it's a dream. It's a dream.
Yeah. And it's something that, I don't know how far away we are from it. We're starting that process. Mm-hmm. We've got someone helping us to try and figure out grants and how they work, because I refuse to go near them because they drive me nuts.
My reading comprehension is about second grade. So I get about a paragraph in, and then whatever that paragraph said is gone, and then I'm on to this next one. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, what's this adventure like? It's just all bad, so...
All right. I'll give you guys the last word, and then we'll wrap up today. Anything we haven't talked about that you wanted to get out there today?
I want to be on the 100th episode.
Wow. Well, you know what? We could put we could
Heiser, make it happen.
But make a contract though. No weird voices. No belts.
No. I will not advise.
Carl, I'm looking out for you. Your best interest.
I'm gonna be the 5-time baby.
One of the things we might be able to do is we're going to do it. I think we haven't. Setting up on the stage area at Relax, you could do skating tricks.
I'm here
in the window.
I'll hurt
behind
myself.
us as we're doing it. Then we can, and if you hurt yourself, it's even better, because then we get a rescue squad run. And they're picking you up and bandaging
That's
you.
a great background.
Wrap me up. Let's go.
Skate right down Main Street.
There's
a 5-time baby.
There's a real good possibility we can make something like that happen.
I think there's a possibility.
I like it.
I know some people.
Yeah.
So, I guess mainly Skate Ohio, our mission is to build skate parks for basically all of the ones that we build out in the wild. Those are all wheel parks. A lot of the events that we do are skateboarding based because that's who we are. But that's, again, going back to that mindset is I tell people all the time. It's oh, dude, you blade? Dude, get Blade Ohio going. Get Scooter Ohio going. Do what you got to. You can do this. I'm happy to come alongside you and do that stuff. But as for us, we're doing skateboarding. We love it. So we're doing that. We're giving away skateboards. Shout outs B-Dry. Forgot about that. They just gave us $600 to get boards made with their company on it. And then the Optimist Club also gave us money. We're going to have Optimist Club boards coming next. Any business can reach out to us. $600 gets us 20 different skateboards with your business on it that kids ride around.
That's a great deal.
Yeah.
It's a way to go.
And these are usually beginners too, so these boards will last 2 or 3 years. You know, so it's good for everybody. For sure.
Are there Richland source boards yet?
Not yet.
There can be.
You need to talk to Jay. You need to talk to Jay.
I would love to make a board with your face on it.
I
would love that.
Yeah. You know what? Nothing would please me more than people's feet on my face.
Yes.
Up and down the streets.
I'll have that to you by the end of the day.
I think that would be a hoot. One grumpy old man screaming as people skateboard up and down his head.
I love it.
We also have sponsor opportunities out at the skating rink at the mall. There are 4 big windows that we would love to get you on there. Come talk to us. There's so many other sponsorship opportunities that we offer that just goes back into the community. You're getting tax write-offs. You're making the community better, and you're getting your business out there. We are the ones you want to advertise with. And then I'm excited. I want more speaking engagements. I want us to get out there and just
want to go to schools and talk to schools and stuff. And
we're
do
still working on getting into schools for skateboarding too.
Yeah. That's really I guess the last thing I'll say is one thing we always forget to kind of tell people, because it is our long-term plan. A 5-year, 10-year plan, kind of however long it takes, is to get skateboarding in schools, like an after-school activity, like a wrestling, a basketball,
like
a
as
soccer.
An official sport.
Yeah, we want it accredited by the OHSAA.
Okay. And we've talked to a couple schools. They're on board for it. And we've researched this in across the entire globe, Japan, anywhere. This has never been done on the planet.
So we're trying to figure it out.
So we're trying to get kids the opportunity to get a varsity letter in skateboarding.
Wow.
Nice.
That's a hell of a sport.
That would be insane.
I mean, bowling's a high school sport.
Right. Exactly.
And skateboarding's an Olympic sport now. So it's just as valid as any other sport.
And the process for that has always been the same. Is like we have to build the parks. If we don't have the parks, we can't really do this, because I can't just set up ramps in a school constantly. We have to have parks where kids can go, and then we can have the competitions be like, oh, Madison versus Lexington today. It's over at the the Louis Beach skate park, or it's here, and we can do finals. And if we're able to retain Stoke Run in some capacity, we could have finals.
The finals there, the tournament, just like any other sport.
But again, these are things that we're trying to build. That at some point, the idea is to have the blueprint. Write out the whole blueprint and be like, get us to come to your city. We can show you how to grassroots get skateboarding going, get parks, get schools, get everything going. It's all doable by anyone.
So we've always had a lot of different kind of tiers of plans, short-term, mid-term, long-term. And now we're kind of getting to the point where the midterm stuff is getting done or getting close to done. And so now we are really starting to branch out into trying to get this into schools as an after-school activity, because we always say, basketball, soccer, baseball, there's tons of kids that don't fit into that mold.
Give us those kids, man.
Yeah,
we'll put them on boards, man. We'll give them confidence. I mean, you can we'll have some more videos coming out from the winter sessions whenever we have time to edit them. But the ideas of we have videos of these kids who are just terrified standing there and just coaching them and talking them through it, and then the look on their face. Once they do it, I mean, there's multiple times that, like, at the winter session, I ran out to into the mall and found the parent. I'm like, give me your phone, and I grab it and I go back in. I'm like, I got your dad's phone. Do it again, and I'm able to give them a video. Be like, this is your kid. They could not even stand on a board yesterday. Look at what they're doing, and just the parents would come back to us and be like, this kid is different.
Yeah,
the confidence.
Heard that a lot.
We heard things like
social, very social.
Like my daughter
now.
hasn't like really talked in months because she's just been this depressed kid, and now has a group.
Now she has 40 new friends.
Yeah, it's just skateboarding can be that for these kids, the ones that don't fit your basketball, baseball, wrestling. Those kids, those other kids need an outlet as well.
And it's one of the lowest cost of entry,
especially if a nonprofit's paying
especially if we're giving you the board. So
exactly.
Hit us up. We have so many opportunities. We always say whatever your idea is, we can make it work.
100%.
Whatever your budget is, we can make it work. So just let us know. Info at Skate Ohio gets to both of us. Info at skateohio.com. I should finish that. But thank you for having us on, Carl.
Great stuff, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Folks, we are going to wrap up today's show on that note. Many thanks to BJ Price and Adam McElroy from Skate Ohio for joining us today and bringing the long-awaited championship belt and glasses back in.
Please kill his mic before he does something dumb. Before he loses all sponsorships.
Yes. But for now, thanks again to all of you for listening to the Newsman Weekly. I'll be back in a second to put some kind of a bow on this week's episode, but until then, remember what author Mark Twain once said, if you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything.